Every single night, something really mysterious happens to every single one of us on this planet. It doesn't matter how powerful you are, how rich, how smart, eventually, everyone has to surrender. The strongest king has to close his eyes. The busiest mind has to let go.
I mean, why would the Creator build this rhythm into our lives? This cycle where all of humanity, again and again, has to enter a state that looks an awful lot like death. Well, it's not just about biology. The Bible hints that it's something way, way more profound.
Think about it. For a few hours every night, our conscious mind just drifts away. Our connection to the world around us just dims. Our sense of who we are, all our plans, all our worries, poof, they just vanish into this quiet darkness.
It's like we perform this nightly vanishing act, and we don't even give it a second thought. But what if this incredibly common experience is actually a living parable, a daily rehearsal for something much, much bigger?
So, what's the first layer of this whole mystery? Well, it's a really deep lesson in trust that happens every single time we close our eyes.
Listen to the language David uses here. He doesn't just pass out. He says he will lie down in peace. For him, sleep isn't just a biological necessity. It's a conscious act of surrendering himself into God's protection.
And, this nightly surrender, it's kind of a powerful diagnosis for the human heart. We go through our days with this illusion that everything depends on us, on our strength, our plans, our power. But sleep just completely dismantles that illusion, doesn't it? It forces us into a state of total helplessness, where the only thing we can do is trust. It's a built-in reminder that ultimately we are not in control. But hold on, because the mystery goes even deeper than that. This whole parable of sleep takes a really shocking turn when Jesus Christ steps onto the scene and redefines the very nature of death itself. Can you just imagine hearing this? Lazarus was dead. Everybody knew he was dead, but Jesus doesn't call it death. He calls it sleep. Now, this isn't just a nice metaphor. This is Jesus completely reframing our single greatest fear. And right here, you can see the two perspectives could not be more different. To our human eyes, death looks like the end. It's final. It's irreversible. But from Christ's eternal viewpoint, it's just a temporary state. It's like, just as we wake up from sleep in the morning, those who belong to him are going to awaken in the resurrection. And this idea, it isn't just some comforting thought. It is a full-blown prophecy. The Bible declares that one day, the alarm clock of eternity is going to sound for every single person who has ever lived. So the crucial point here is this. The grave is not a final destination. It's more like a temporary resting place. All of humanity is described as just sleeping, waiting for this universal wake-up call. And when it comes, there will be two very different outcomes. And the Apostle Paul describes this moment with just breathtaking intensity. It all starts with the personal, physical return of the King, a command that will slice right through the silence of history, a voice that creation itself has no choice but to obey. This is it, the final, cosmic signal, the call for all the sleeping to get up. And in that single instant, every person who has fallen asleep trusting in Christ will awaken, not slowly, not gradually, instantly. The dust of the earth is going to release its prisoners, and those who trusted Christ will rise to meet him, stepping right into immortal life. But that resurrection, as amazing as it is, that's not the end of the story. No, that's the beginning of the eternal morning. It's the start of a brand new kingdom, right here on earth. The Bible promises a 1,000-year reign of Christ on this planet. It's often called the Millennial Kingdom, a time when justice and peace finally fill the entire world. And you want to know the most astonishing part? Those people who were faithful, who quietly trusted God in this life, they won't just wake up to life. They're going to awaken to authority, reigning right alongside Christ in his restored creation. So, if sleep is this nightly parable, what is God trying to show us about ourselves? The real issue isn't whether our bodies will fall asleep tonight. The really important question is about the state of our souls right now. Are we awake, or are we asleep spiritually? See, Jesus didn't just come to defeat death. He also came to awaken the human soul. The invitation of the gospel is just that simple: to wake up from all our distractions and our numbness, to turn our hearts toward Christ, to trust in his victory over the grave, and to start walking in his ways. And maybe this is exactly why God designed sleep the way he did. Every time we lie down, every time the sun sets, creation itself is whispering this prophetic promise to us. This world, this darkness, this night,
it is not the final story. Morning is coming.
And so, this grand cosmic story of resurrection really comes down to an intensely personal question for every one of us. When that final trumpet sounds and the voice of Christ finally breaks the silence, will I be ready to awaken?